I really can't understand how people can say the production quality to season 2 dropped from season 1. They were saying it last week, and I'm sure they're going to be saying it again. But seriously, this animation is not sloppy in any way. It's expressive. They go so freeform a lot of the times to give so much expression to the faces and the body languages. And the animation director even came out in an interview and said that this was done on purpose, and season 1 was supposed to look like this, just they couldn't. Like, the expression and body language is off the charts, which adds to the comedy and also just the personalization that it is here. Like, it feels like there's so much care and charm put into this project that it isn't just let's make everything crisp and clean and get it done. They're giving so much expression and just freeform to it to really add to that comedy, and I love the visual presentation from this season. But what has happened here with this season that's even more different to me than actually the visuals actually changing and getting better, in my opinion, is how much funnier the comedy is. Now, I love the comedy in season 1 of KonoSuba, but this is even more funny to me, and they brought back my favorite gag from season 1, which were these giant toads where Aqua and Megami would get swallowed up by them, and it was such a stupid gag, but it always had me laughing, and they amplified it to the maximum this week and had me dying. Like, I was laughing out loud for quite a bit even when that scene stopped playing. The entire situation of literally Megami having her staff close the frog's mouth so she doesn't go in, and she's just standing there saying, yeah, you know, just go save Aqua because I can't move right now and I kind of use my explosion magic, so I'm kind of stuck here, but I'm alright. But even leading up to that, where Kazuma learns a new skill, an archery skill, and with luck it's supposed to be an amazing skill, and just watching it, you knew it was gonna fail. You knew it was gonna fail, but for a brief second I was like, okay, maybe they're actually going to defeat these toads without any issues. And then what happens afterwards, I mean, it writes itself. It's so entertaining me. I just love that gag. It's so simple and so stupid. It shouldn't be as funny as it is to me, but it has me dying, and they abused it in season 1 and it was always funny, but this, it had me laughing on the floor. Like, it was so good. I just loved the direction it took, and the expression in the facial animation just made it all the better. That's why I love this season so much. It's not only is it more funny, but the animation makes it even more funny because of how much expression and how much you can see these characters reacting, which you didn't get as much of in season 1. Though I did like season 1's animation, this to me blows it out of the water because of how much expression there is. I think some people are getting too upfront of, oh, it doesn't look as crisp and clean as some of these other anime from the season, but you don't see that they're doing this on purpose to give more expression, as you're seeing more facial details. You're seeing eyes twitch, mouths move in different ways to really give you a sense of these characters are alive, they aren't a drawing. This is expression, not a still image, which I think some people are missing the point of, but for me, I love this season. But Megami in this episode had to steal the show with a rival coming in wanting to have a duel and her just trolling her because she's covered in this frog slime, and she literally tackles the poor girl, but even before that, like, Cosmo's just staring at her. It's just slowly zooming into his face where he's just like, what are you doing? What did you do to this poor girl in the past? It just, that was funny in itself. But to see them afterwards basically have this battle of wits at the bath saying, listen, I don't care that, you know, ladies first, I want gender equality, I'm gonna go first. And then they pretty much end up in the bath together. What was interesting with it is I never felt like it was aimed completely to be sexual fan service. There were a couple of shots in it that were definitely kind of, here are for the people who enjoy sexual fan service, but even with them in the bath, it was just pure comedy and enjoyment. And to see Cosmo now labeled as just a pervert lolicon was just, that was amazing. Like, seriously, the entire thing with them in the shop and literally having to see their past and how sad of a life, you know, Megami's rival is, as she would have birthday parties by herself, and then we would see Megami just stealing crusts from people. This is insane to me. There was so much in this one episode that had me laughing more than the entirety of season 1. I'm not even kidding. I love season 1, don't get me wrong. Season 1 of KonoSuba was hilarious, but this episode in its entirety was more funny to me than any of the previous episodes, minus I'd say the OVAs. The OVA was pretty damn funny, but in terms of the core season 1 of KonoSuba, this was my favorite episode and most enjoyable episode so far, and I can't wait to see where the rest of the season goes. But like I said, the animation to me is not bad. This is an amazing animation as it's so expressive and just has so much care and charm to me. I can't see how people could not like it unless they only want everything to be stiff, still, and 100% Kyoto animation perfection. But if it was like that, it wouldn't be as good and it wouldn't be as funny because the animation adds to the comedy and adds to that expression. But everyone's going to have different tastes in comedy and tastes in animation. That's what makes people what they are, as we all have our own opinions, but that's my opinion. I love this episode of KonoSuba. Really, it's just a fun series. It's not trying to develop some insane detailed plot. We have Cosma, he hates this world, he hates the people around him, and he has weird, funny adventures. and that's all I want out of it. And I just had a blast with this episode, and I can't wait to see where episode 3 goes, and what happens to Darkness. Is that poor girl looks to be getting tortured, but you know she's not being tortured. She's probably just being set up for a fine dinner, and of course it was framed like she was getting stripped down and brutalized, but of course we know that's not happening, as that is what Darkness would want, and Darkness doesn't get what she wants. So let me know your thoughts on this episode of KonoSuba Season 2. How did you enjoy it? What was your favorite comedy scene, as the toads had to have been mine? And as always, please be sure to like the video to show your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.